Hey guys, today we are going to be talking about 5-2, day 2, and what we're going to be doing is graphing equations. Now, with graphing equations, it's going to be very similar to what you did last year. So they're going to give you an equation like y equals x plus 3, and they want you to graph that. So to start this off, what you'll need to do is you'll need to make an xy table. And when you do that, you have to pick some random numbers in here to plug into this equation. So I always suggest going with 5 basic ones: -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Okay. So once you do that, we're going to start plugging in and solving. So -2 plus 3, -1 plus 3, 0 plus 3, 1 plus 3, and 2 plus 3. And we're just going to plug them in for x into this equation right here. Now, when you do that, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now that you have this table filled out, what they want you to do is graph it. So we're going to treat all these like coordinates. So -2, 1, -1, 2, 0, 3, 1, 4, and 2, 5. And then they're going to have one for you, so you don't have to make these. And they just want you to graph these. So -2, 1, 1, 2, 0, 3, 1, 4, and 2, 5. And then you'll be done. Now, thing to know is today, all your graphs should make a straight line. If they don't make a straight line, you made a mistake somewhere. Okay? So let's try another equation that's not as simple. So the first thing you're going to do is make an XY table. And we're going to go -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And now we need to find y. So I'm going to give us an equation like x minus y, so this would be -1y equals 3. So the first thing we're going to do is plug in these numbers. So -2 minus 1y equals 3. -1 minus 1y equals 3. 0 minus 1y equals 3. 1 minus 1y equals 3. And 2 minus 1y equals 3. And we need to solve each of these equations like we would do in chapter 3. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but so we're going to have -2 minus 1y equals 3. So I'm going to drop my anchor. I'm going to add 2 to get rid of this. I'm going to have -1y equals 5. So then I'm going to divide by -1. So that equals -5. So if you see over here, I put -5 next to my 2. If I break up my table a little bit, it'll be a little bit more clear to see. And then we do that with the next one. So then we solve the next equation in order. So -1 minus 1y equals 3. So we're going to add this 1 to both sides. -1y equals 4. Divided by -1. Y equals -4. And eventually, what you will see if you're doing this right is a pattern. So 0 minus 1y equals 3. So -1y equals 3. Divided by -1. And if you look right here, we have a pattern going now. After we do our pattern, you can pretty much guess what these ones are going to be, because if you're doing it right, it should make a straight line. Okay? And I'm just going to check these now to make sure I'm doing this right. It's 1y equals 3 minus 1. So -1y equals 2. So I should have gotten -2, which I did. So then this pattern is working out. And then you're going to graph these points right here. Okay, let's try one more difficult-ish one. Let's go 4x equals, sorry, not plus, equals 2y plus 6. And then I'm going to make my points. X, y, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. So 4 times -2 equals 2y plus 6. -8 equals 2y plus 6. So I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. -14 equals 2y. Divided by 2, so y is -7. And then I'm going to do the next one. 4 times -1 plus 6 should equal, oh, sorry, that's wrong. 4 times -1 equals 2y plus 6. So negative 4 equals 2y plus 6. I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. So negative 10 equals 2y divided by 2. So y should be negative 5. Now, like I said, you should have a pattern every time. So if you're starting to catch on, I always say do 3, so you make sure you did your pattern right. 4 times 0 equals 2y plus 6. So 0 equals 2y plus 6. Subtract 6 from both sides. So negative 6 equals 2y divided by 2. So y equals negative 3. So if you notice, our numbers are going up 2 every time. So then you can pretty much guess this one's going to be negative 1 and then 1. And I suggest checking one more just to make sure you did your pattern right. So 4 times 1 equals 2y plus 6. 4 equals 2y plus 6. So we're going to subtract 6 from both sides. So then you get negative 2 equals 2y divided by 2, and we should get negative 1, which we did. So that means our pattern is right. So all I have to do now is graph those. Okay, so it's a lot of plugging in and checking. I didn't mean to close that. So a couple other things that you need to know is if you see a y equals graph, let's just say it's y equals 3. To graph this is going to be a horizontal line. And what that means is horizontal. What that means is when you make your graph, you're going to go to 3 on the y value. So 1, 2, 3, and you're going to put dot. And what that means is your y value is always going to be 3. So if you look at, if I made just a random graph, but all my y equals 3, it's just going to be a horizontal line. It's a bad line, but it's just going to be a very horizontal line on 3. So every time you see a y equals graph, know it's going to be a graph that goes left to right. If you see x equals, let's say it's x equals 4, that's going to be a vertical graph, meaning you're going to go over 4 spots on the x value, and then you're just going to go up and down line, a vertical line where x equals 4. Okay, so hopefully that's making sense, hopefully understanding. Thanks for watching, guys.